Bose Owens here. I've dimmed the lighting, talking about a more personal story to me. There was a woman named Debbie. She volunteered as a playground monitor when I was in the 5th grade. She wound up becoming the janitor when I was in the 6th grade. And she still monitored the playground. Volunteer this time. And she had more street smarts than the instructors, the teachers. They had a rotational basis of having to go out and monitor the playground. But Debbie was always there. And when it came to bullies, when it came to the would-be con artists, they could pull the wool over the eyes of a teacher, but they couldn't pull a fast one on Debbie. She was too smart for them. She was the first person I've ever met that was street smart, but not a con artist, not a punk. And it gave me hope, because I was always on the receiving end of the bullies, that you is not bully or victim. You could be neither one. You could be street smart, you could be street savvy without becoming a bully. One of the things that some of the con artist bullies would do is when they were caught doing something, or you cried for help, or you stood up to them. Say a bully was trying to take your lunch money away from you. A teacher would come over, and the bully would be like, "He took my lunch money." And the teacher was, and it would all be a matter of your word versus his word. And the teachers wouldn't do much. They try to split the difference. They wouldn't try to sort out who was telling the truth and who wasn't. They just do what it was easiest, what was the simplest for them to actually resolve the situation. Debbie, on the other hand, had everybody's number. She knew who was BSing and who wasn't, and she wasn't afraid to call out the con artists. And I wish I could say it was a conversation I had with Debbie, but it was a conversation I overheard her having with somebody else, where she basically stated the necessity of finding out the truth, of doing the right thing, of not doing what was easiest. And it came out, what she said was that it's often easier to get the good kid to go the extra mile than it is to make the punk do the right thing. But that's not the right answer. Maybe the easiest answer, but it's not the right answer. And I promised myself I would learn that lesson. That I would never do that. That I would always try to ascertain the truth and never try to ask the nice guy to go the extra mile instead of just because it's easier. But at one point in my life, one point in my military career, I forgot that lesson. And I had to have a couple of soldiers remind me of that. We called them Double D. They were two huge guys. Both of their last names begin with D. So the soldiers, their peers, had nicknamed them Double D because they were battle buddies. Went everywhere together. And they had to approach me and say, Sergeant, you asked us to do this, we'll do this. We realize you have to get this done. We realize you're coming to us to do this because we're the most reliable. But that will break us eventually. You're coming to us all the time, asking us to do everything will break us eventually. We will eventually become shitbags like everybody else if you don't please up the shitbags. And I had to learn my lesson again. I'm ashamed to say. So, when I see, it doesn't matter if it's in business, I've seen this done 1,000 times, army, in business, in politics, whether it's gun control, whether it's immigration, whether it's whatever the issue is. Before you decide, take sides and say, oh, well, I like what these people say instead of that, what these people say. Ask yourself, what's being asked is a solution to ask the nice guy to walk the extra mile, because they will, at least to begin with? Or is it to actually make sure the people who are not doing the right thing start doing the right thing? It's very short-term solution, getting the nice guy to walk the extra mile, but in the long run, all you're going to do is either create shitbags or create a rebellion against you.